So much for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. If you are new here, consider joining the family by clicking that subscribe button and remembering the notification bell so that you will be reminded when I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create budget-friendly home decor that's easy to do. So if you want to see some of my creations, keep watching. I'm excited because I'm participating in the Twine It Up Challenge that's hosted by Fanny from Creations by Fabi. Her channel is so amazing and she is just so beautiful and talented. And her co-host for this month is Maria from Artsy Cupcake. In the description box below, I'm going to link the host channel as well as the co-host along with an amazing playlist so that you can go and get some inspiration. For my first DIY, I'm going to be using one of these baskets here from the Dollar Tree. Also, I'm going to be using some of this fabric, and I got this fabric from Walmart, and this is just a half of yard. I'm going to also be using this little wood piece here, and this was 99 cents at Michael's. Of course, I'm going to be using the twine, and I'm going to just be using a little bit of my Dollar Tree golden oak wood stain. And what I'm going to do is just stain this wood piece. I could have just stained around the sides, but I'm going to stain the bottom as well. What I'm going to create is this basket. So when I think of fall, I like to incorporate twine into my decor because twine just gives me so much fall vibes. And so what I'm going to create is a basket, and then I'm going to create a couple of more DIYs to style with this basket. What I'm going to do is hot glue this basket right on top of that wood piece because I wanted this basket to have stability. I wanted it to be really stable, and I thought this wood piece on the bottom also brought in a little bit more character. So I'm just going to take the hot glue to attach it together. Also, Fanny hosts this open collab every month. So when visiting her channel, make sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time she posts about her upcoming collab. And so what I'm going to do is place the basket right on top, press it down in the inside because I just want to make sure that everything connects and that it's all nice and secured. Also, while checking out the host channel, make sure you check her past videos because she has done some of the most amazing creations using twine. That's how it looked. Now what I'm going to do is now get my buffalo check fabric because I'm going to add that to the inside of the basket. And so what I'm going to do is just place it over the basket so I can get an idea of how much I want to cut off because I want to try to save as much fabric as I can. I don't want to have to waste too much material. Now what I'm going to do is place the fabric inside of the bag, push it down, but not all the way down because I want to leave it up a little bit because that's going to allow me not have to add so much stuffing in here when I add my decor. And so I'm just going to wrap the jute cord around the rim so I can tie a knot to hold down the fabric. Then before I start wrapping the jute cord around, I am going to take a little hot glue to tack it down a little bit. And now I'm just going to start wrapping the twine around the basket. I'm just adding a little bit more hot glue. And then I'm going to cut off some of this fabric because it's just a little bit too much, but I'm just going to cut off these few scraps, and then I am going to keep those because I'm sure I'm going to be able to use those for something. So once I get it all cut around, then I'm going to continue wrapping the twine. As I'm wrapping the twine, I'm just making sure that the twine is close together so you won't see any of the basket or the little bit of fabric that's hanging down. I will be adding hot glue here and there just to help me keep everything secured. And this is how it's looking so far. I'm loving how it's turning out, and I'm just going to continue wrapping it until I have it completely covered all the way down to the wood piece. And so what I'm going to do is just add a little bit hot glue in the corner, and I'm just going to finish wrapping it, and then I'm going to tack it down with some hot glue and just cut off the excess. And now that I have that complete, this is how it looks. Really pretty for the fall. What I'm going to do is just take another piece of jute cord. I'm going to wrap it around this basket so I can just create a really simple bow. I am going to take some hot glue to secure that bow to the basket. And I am going to cut the hanging strings down a little bit. And then after I get that done, this basket is complete. I think it came out really pretty. And so now I'm going to style this basket using some Dollar Tree raffia. And I have this assorted bag of pumpkins that I picked up from Hobby Lobby for $5.60. And so what I'm going to do is just cut that open. I'm going to add this raffia right inside the basket. And then I'm just going to style those pumpkins right on top. Was really simple, but I love it, and I'm going to create a couple of more pieces to style with this basket. I absolutely love how it turned out. And so now I'm going to get started on the next DIY for today. For that DIY, I have two of the Dollar Tree craft jars that has the buffalo check tops. Of course, I'm going to be using some more twine. I also have a couple of bags of these pumpkin seeds by David. These are going to be really simple, but these are going to be great style with that basket that I made. And so what I'm doing is adding hot glue to the center of the little craft jar. And I'm just going to wrap a couple of rows of jute cord around the center. And so after I wrap it around the center a few times, I'm just going to take some hot glue to tack it down, and then I'll just cut off the excess jute cord. And then what I'm going to do is do the same thing to the second jar. After I get those complete, I'm going to take a piece of jute cord, tie it around the center, and then I'm just going to tie a little basic bow. Then after I get my bow tied around both of my little jars and tacked down with some hot glue, I'm going to pull off the lids so that I can add my pumpkin seeds to the jars. And so I used a total of 3 bags from the Dollar Tree because it equaled out to like a bag and a half for each jar. So after I get the seeds in there, I'm just going to twist the lids back on top, and this is complete. I think this was such a cute way to display these pumpkin seeds. And I'm just styling them with my basket, and I think this is so cute for the fall. And now for the last DIY, I'm going to be using one of these wood pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, as well as one of these wood arrows with the jute cord. I have some white chalk paint, and I do have some of this orange stain from Hobby Lobby for 74 cents. I did get that on clearance. So what I'm doing is removing the cord from the arrow because I am going to paint this using that white chalk paint. This is actually going to look really cute style with the basket and the little pumpkin seeds. So after I get that complete, I'm going to take that orange stain from Hobby Lobby and I'm going to stain this pumpkin with it. And so I'm going to use a baby wipe and just apply one coat to this. I really love this color on top of wood. I love the orange without it being so heavy and so full coverage. And then after I get that complete, I am going to bring in my twine. What I'm going to do is attach the twine to the back of this pumpkin using some hot glue because I only want the twine to be in between those cracks, but all the way down to where it stops. I don't want it to be from the top, if that makes sense. To get to the other crack, I'm just going to cross over and then repeat that as I go to the next one, just crossing over, and it's actually creating some kind of pattern in the back, as you can see. And so I'm just going to wrap that around and then tack it in the back with some hot glue. The next thing I'm going to do is attach this twine to the back so that I can wrap the stem of that pumpkin with it as well, and I'm just going to wrap it around until it's covered. To me, this just so cute styled with that basket. So after I get it wrapped around and I tack it down with some hot glue, I'm just going to cut off the excess cord. And so now I'm going to wrap some of that jute cord around the end of this arrow, tacking it down in the back, and I'm just going to wrap it around 3 times, and then I'm going to cross over those 3 rows one way and then the other way, and then tack it down in the back. And then after I get that complete, what I'm going to do is add the jute cord back to the holes of that pumpkin so I can have the option to hang it. Tying 2 knots in the back, and then I will cut off the excess. I then go into my design space and print out pumpkin seeds, 25 cents, and I'm just going to transfer that over to that arrow. You can use some of the Dollar Tree small letters for this. You don't have to use your Cricut. I just decided to use it. And then after I get that transferred over, what I'm going to do is hot glue that arrow down to the pumpkin. And so I'm just going to place that down, and I'm going to go over with this little spatula that I have just to make sure that everything transfers over. And then to connect that arrow to that pumpkin, I'm just going to use some hot glue. I'm going to slant it just a little bit. This is really simple, but I think it is so cute. You can hang it or you can use it as a leaner, but I think it looks really cute styled with the basket and the pumpkin seeds. Thank you all so much again for watching another one of my videos. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. In the comment section below, let me know what you think about today's creations. And remember, today's video is part of an open collab hosted by the beautiful and talented Fanny from Creations by Favi. And her co-host this month is Maria from Artsy Cupcake. I'm going to have both of those channels linked in the description box below, along with a playlist where you can go find some great inspiration. If you're coming over from any of the channels from the playlist or the host, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And after watching my video, please head over to the description box to check out the host channels as well as the playlist. Until next time, my friends, stay safe so I can see you in the next video.